morning, students. Today's topic of discussion is acute atropine poisoning. In last classes, we were studying atropine and atropine substitutes, and now in this class we will discuss about acute atropine poisoning. Acute atropine, you know very well, it is an alkaloid, peradoma alkaloid, and it is a very potent drug and used in various conditions, which we had discussed in the last class. Now, today we will learn about atropine poisoning. Sometimes poisoning with atropine occurs. How it occurs? Atropine poisoning may occur due to excessive use of atropine for therapeutic purposes. We may use it for therapeutic purposes, but the excessive use may cause atropine poisoning. For example, we use it as eye drops, and if it is used in excessive dose, it may cause poisoning. It is used in cases of nocturnal enuresis. Nocturnal enuresis means bed wetting. We may get patients, most commonly children, who wet their bed, pass urine during sleep, and the parents are very much anxious, and this is called nocturnal enuresis. And for that we use atropine. And sometimes the dose is given in greater amount, with more amount than it is required, and poisoning may occur. Atropine is used as belladonna plaster, and sometimes from raw skin absorption may take place from this plaster, belladonna plaster, and it may become toxic and may cause poisoning. Datura poisoning. Datura is a common plant you must have seen in your area or village, and Datura poisoning usually here in our side of the country, bhang is a drink. Bhang is a drink which is socially accepted, although it is not legal, but socially accepted. And sometimes in this bhang, the datura seeds are also mixed, and which may cause atropine poisoning, since datura contains atropine. This datura poisoning may be homicidal, means with intention to kill somebody. Suicidal, like suicidal or accidental. Accidental, it occurs in rural area mostly, because in rural folk it is very much prevalent that in cattle where diarrhea occurs, they use this datura crude. They bake it in चूल्हा में उसको पकाते हैं, जैसे शकरकंद को गांव में पकाकर लोग खाते हैं। तो क्या होता है कि गांव में मवेशी को अगर डायरिया हो गया, लूज स्टूस होने लगा, तो ये बहुत प्रिवेलेंट है कि धतूरा को पकाकर इसको पिलाने से डायरिया का इंसिडेंस कम हो जाता है। और उसमें क्या होता है कि कभी कभी उस पके हुए धतूरा फ्रूट को लोग शकरकंद या आलू समझकर खासकर बच्चे इंजेस्ट कर जाते हैं. सो इन आवर विलेजेस इट मे अकर स्पेशली इन चिल्ड्रन. तो धतूरा पका हुआ जो है लोग उसको आलू पका हुआ आलू या शकरकंद समझकर इंजेस्ट करते हैं. और जनरली इसको पकाने का मतलब यही होता है कि कैटल को या गाय को या कोई मवेशी को लूज मोशन हो गया या डायरिया हो गया तो उसको हम लोग किसान लोग उसको खिलाते हैं ताकि डायरिया कम हो और उससे एक्सीडेंटल पॉइजनिंग हो सकता है. तो ऐसे केसेस में हम लोगों को बच्चों से इसको दूर रखना चाहिए. So these are few examples of atropine poisoning. As eye drop, excessive use as eye drop or belladonna plaster, or drug used for nocturnal urination as a treatment used for nocturnal enuresis. धतूरा पॉइजनिंग भांग में मिलाकर धतूरा के सीड्स को पिला दिया जाए, उसमें भी होमिसाइडल और सुसाइडल और एक्सीडेंटल. धतूरा पकाकर मवेशी को खिलाने के चक्कर में बच्चा अगर खा ले तो ये सब इंस्टांसेस में क्या होता है कि धतूरा पॉइजनिंग हो जाता है या इसको हम लोग एट्रोपिन पॉइजनिंग करते हैं. चिल्ड्रन आर मोर सेंसिटिव. बच्चों में बहुत जल्दी असर होता है और चिल्ड्रन दे आर मोर सेंसिटिव. एंड lethal dose in children is only 10 to 20 milligram, whereas in adult it is 80 to 130 milligram. Hyoscine is more toxic than atropine. You should remember that hyoscine is more toxic than atropine. Then now we come to the clinical features or symptoms and signs. Symptoms and signs you must learn and remember so that you can diagnose it early and treat it. The symptoms and signs or clinical features occur due to two types of actions. First one is peripheral anti-muscarinic effect. Peripheral anti-muscarinic effect. This is an anti-muscarinic drug. So, peripheral anti-muscarinic effect, and there are a few effects which are central nervous effects. So, peripheral anti-muscarinic effects are on GIT. It causes dry mouth, dysphagia, difficulty in swallowing, dysarthria, difficulty in talking, articulation, dysarthria, intensive thirst, constipation, bloating, ileus may occur. So there will be distension and bloating. So these effects are on GIT. The dry mouth first and foremost, then dysphagia, dysarthria, intense thirst, constipation, bloating, distension abdominal, you may say. Then on pupils, pupils are dilated. We have been using it as mediating. We have already learned. So pupils are dilated and there is loss of accommodation, cycloplegia, and there will be photophobia. Skin becomes dry and very hot, burning, एकदम लगेगा कि जल रहा है, dry, hot, and there is hyperpyrexia. Atropine flush over face and neck, only face and neck, not below that, occurs due to vasodilatation. This is not due to its effect on acetylcholine. The mechanism is not clearly known, but probably it is mediated through nitric oxide. So there is vasodilatation and the face and neck area becomes red. Drug rashes may occur on face and neck and upper thumb. So red face becomes very red, complete red neck portion, and rashes may also occur. Then on cardiovascular system, you know, when we use atropine, initially it causes bradycardia due to its presynaptic autoreceptor, M1 autoreceptor, its action on presynaptic receptor. But later on it causes tachycardia. So since we are here discussing about atropine poisoning, we should remember tachycardia. Heart rate is very high. So tachycardia. Palpitation may occur. Patient may come and complain with palpitation. On urinary tract, it causes difficulty in micturition, that is dysuria. Retention of urine may occur. And overall effect on the GIT and this urinary tract infection, on its effect on GIT causes ileus and bloating and this retention of urine. Overall, we can sometimes we compare the patient bloated as toad. टोड होता है ना, आजकल बरसात में बहुत सारा टोड आप लोग देखेंगे, तो इट इज ब्लोटेड एज टोड, कोलोकियली ऐसे बोलते हैं, लेकिन इसका मतलब यही है कि जीआईटी में क्या करता है, ये जीआईटी में जो इसका इफेक्ट है और इसका यूरिनरी ट्रैक्ट पे जो इफेक्ट है, उसके चलते जो डिस्टेंशन या ब्लोटिंग हो रहा है या रिटेंशन ऑफ यूरिन हो रहा है, उसके चलते। Then we are all peripheral anti-muscarinic effects of atropine. Peripheral, सेंट्रल नर्वस सिस्टम पर जब लार्ज डोज में एट्रोपिन हम लोग देते हैं या इंजेक्शन हो जाता है, पॉइजनिंग हो जाता है, तो सेंट्रल नर्वस सिस्टम पे भी इसका इफेक्ट होता है। सेंट्रल नर्वस सिस्टम इज इनिशियली स्टिमुलेटेड and then it becomes depressed, and anti-muscarinic effects like excitement, restlessness, delirium, disorientation and hallucination may occur. The person may behave like insane, madness, and finally there will be depression of vasomotor center and respiratory center leading to death. So you should remember the CNS is first stimulated, causes excitement, delirium, hallucination, madness, restlessness. All these pictures, all these effects give a picture of insane person, and there will be finally depression of vasomotor center and respiratory center, which will lead to death. These are the features. So you should remember. Cohen has described these features here, blind as bat. It is very famous. Cohen was a scientist who has described the features of atropine poisoning. 5 features you should remember, because many examiners like to know it from you. They will ask you, what are the features of atropine poisoning? Once you tell all this, the examiner will be satisfied. The student knows about it. So you should remember blind as bat, because there is photophobia, cycloplegia, photomydriasis, caused by atrophy. So the patient person becomes virtually blind. So you can say blind as bat. Bat मतलब चमगादड़. Hot as hair. Since the temperature, body temperature is raised and very high hyperplasia is there, so it is hot as hair. Hair मतलब खरगोश. खरगोश होता है, खरगोश की जाति का होता है हेयर, जो कि बहुत छूने से या उठाने से it is very hot. So you will, when you touch, you will feel it is hot. So hot as hair. Then the face becomes red. So here the third feature is red as beet. बीट हम लोग खाते हैं घर में, चुकंदर सैलड में आप लोग भी खाते होंगे. तो फेस becomes due to atropine crush, it becomes red, sorry. So it is called red as beet. And the body becomes very dry due to hyperpyrexia, absence of fluidity. And so this picture is very well said, dry as bone. The patient is dry as bone. Then due to its atrophic effect on central nervous system, the features we have already discussed, like disorientation, delirium, hallucination. What is happening? The person behaves like a mad person, insane person. So mad as hatter. You will think what is hatter. Hatter is a person who is in business of making hat. Previously, earlier century in Eastern England, there were many persons who were in business of making hat. And during the process of making hat, mercury was used. And mercury was used, so due to continuous exposure from mercury, there used to occur accumulation of mercury in the body, which caused poisoning and features of this madness. And this mad as hatter, this character mad hatter is you can, if you are interested in fiction, many of you might have read the book that is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland is written by Lewis Carroll. It's a very famous book, and it was written in 1865. And there is a character, there is a person who always wears a hat and behaves like a man. So from there, this CNS pictures have been taken, and this is called mad as hatter. So these all pictures were written by Cohen in 18th century, 19th century. It is early 19th century. Now, so you should remember the pictures: bright as hair, hot as hair, red as beet, dry as bone, and mad as hatter. Many times some persons say mad as hen. hen भी जो है मुर्गी, वो कभी कभी बहुत इधर से उधर दौड़ भाग पागलपन की तरफ हरकत करने लगती है. तो some books it is written mad as hen. You can write hatter or hen. Both are correct. So but now we come to the treatment part. Treatment is mostly symptomatic, and for hyperpyrexia we use tepid sponging. सुसुम पानी का पट्टी देते हैं, उसको बोलते हैं हम लोग टेपिड स्पॉन्जिंग. कोल्ड स्पॉन्जिंग नहीं, टेपिड स्पॉन्जिंग. ऑक्सीजन इनहेलेशन, and if respiration is compromise, we should go for artificial respiration, oxygen inhalation and artificial respiration. Then our intention should be removal of unabsorbed drugs. जो भी एट्रोपिन का पोर्शन जो अनएब्जॉर्ब बॉडी में स्टमक में है, मान लीजिए भांग के साथ कोई धतूरा मिला के खा लिया, पी लिया, या और भी कोई कारण से अगर स्टमक में है तो वी विल लाइक टू रिमूव इट. So removal of an unabsorbed drugs. So for that gastric lavage is done with potassium permanganate solution or activated charcoal. पोटेशियम परमैंगनेट सोल्यूशन या एक्टिवेटेड चारकोल देकर हम लोग उसको गैस्ट्रिक लवाज करते हैं. टू कंट्रोल एक्साइटमेंट, डिलीरियम या डिसोरिएंटेशन हो रहा है या डिसोरिएशन हो रहा है, उसको कंट्रोल करने के लिए, एक्साइटमेंट का प्रोसेस है, उसको कंट्रोल करने के लिए वी यूज डायजेपाम इंजेक्शन. हम लोग ऑलरेडी बेंजोडायजेपाम. These are the symptomatic treatment, and you should look for dehydration or any other sign. You can give intravenous infusion. And now specific treatment, but we use it rarely. Specific treatment is physostigmine, and the dose is 1 to 4 milligram intravenous chlorine in adults, and in children the dose is less, that is 0.5 to 1 milligram intravenously is given slowly, and it is given repeated 1 to 2 hours till improvement occurs. So these are here. One thing you should remember, that neostigmine is not used, because neostigmine does not cross the blood-brain barrier. So for treatment we use physostigmine. So this completes the features and the treatment in short. You should learn it, and it is important because you can be asked in theory as short notes or in viva. Examiner may ask you about these features and you should remember it. Thank you.